Hello, so here is our video recap for Sydney's swim session. She definitely loved getting into the water. She wasn't thrilled about the swim jacket. She was like, really? You're putting this on me? But she tolerated it pretty well. So this is where I kind of helped her get into the deep end and start assessing what is going on with her legs. She has a very strong front core, but her back, which we kind of already knew, was a little weak. Here what I'm doing is assessing her abs. So essentially I'm just putting some light, basically just putting my fingers along her abs and then where her leg meets her hip and get that full rotation just to see how she responds. If one, I'm putting some awareness for her of, hey, what's this? But also trying to brace it. Now, Ashley is here. She's the pair of legs that you see in the video. She is working on becoming a trainer. So I'm talking about what I'm doing and how I'm assessing Sydney while she's swimming, and how to help support dogs and just doing a lot of education. So you'll see her kind of walk around and me talking to her more adamantly than I normally would if it was just a normal swim session. So here I'm supporting her really just along her abs, right underneath her rib cage. So that's where I was just giving her, hey, this is what I want you to focus on. I also can then spread out my fingers and help they're not kneecaps, but essentially like her knees, where she gets that full extension with her left and right leg. So right there, and I'm showing Ashley where that is. Now, I am supporting Sydney while she's doing this, so that way it's not always just I'm swimming in place. I want to make sure that she's having fun and being calm. She handled really, really well me supporting her front and her swimming alongside with me, where she's like chasing me almost. So we do a couple loop-de-loops, as you can see, and then we let her go up onto the step to rest. Now, I do have this sped up, and I do have some of our rest periods cut out of this just because that way you're not watching a 30-minute video. You only have to watch a 5-minute video. But this is where you saw us do some rotations. I have her in the deeper part of the water. She definitely realized that if she could stand at the 2 feet mark, she was going to. So we do give her rest periods. It's not always swim, swim, swim. She gets to swim and then rest and then swim and then rest. That way we're not poisoning swimming. I tried doing a ball. I tried doing some treats for her, and she really wasn't interested with the water, but she did like the swim capacity. Now, anytime that I'm holding her still in the pool, I am making sure that her nose is safe, that her mouth is good, that we're watching where her abs are, and that she is supported in some capacity, which is why I like to put those vests on, just to make sure that if they do get fatigued, they have some buoyancy. Now right here, she got released. She did a really good job. And I was talking about the rotation in her hips and rotation in her chest and how she's overcompensating one side versus another. And you'll see a couple times where I almost like launch her, where I'm like, okay, go. And she's like, yes. That's where we can get that opportunity. Now, every time that we go in and out of the pool, she was very open to it. But it's all about getting her to focus and relax and enjoy it. Now, we did try one of our big floaty balls to see if she'd be interested in it, and she wasn't. She was like, no, thanks. So we put it back up just to, again, try to see if we can find different things that motivate her in the pool. With swim lessons and with working on like almost like hydrotherapy, the biggest thing that I want to get a dog do is to be aware of where their legs are and how to get that extension. It's not just about how hard or how fast or how much I can pedal in the water, but it's also making sure that they get that practice of, if one side is weak, they get to work through that weakness, and do reps on that one particular side. So this is where I was rocking her over to the edge. She's doing a really good job with it and rewarded. We had a small break and then we got to go back in, and she jumps pretty well in from the step that's already in the water. And so we're doing some loops. Loops are a great way to work on left rotation versus right rotation and getting those abs to work, the lateral abs to work, just to help with, hey, I'm going to use more of my left hind leg versus my right hind leg. So we make sure that we do equal amounts on either side. But as always want to make sure that she's right here. I was helping her like, hey, where are your legs? Let's do a full extension. I like to joke that dogs sometimes do like a 3-wheel dog or a 2-wheel dog, where they lift one leg, back leg up and hike it, and it stays right there. So that's where when they do start favoring it, we give a break and then we try to work on that extension again. But overall, she did really, really well. She might be a little extra tired on that one side, but otherwise, I think she really enjoyed it. Let us know if you want to do more sessions.